What up? What up? Good morning. I'm gonna be dragging ass for about 5-10 minutes. Still gotta get this coffee up in me. Jesus Christ, I need a haircut. I need to just get on a schedule, you know? I'm not very good at that. Yeah. It's already so hot outside. Especially hot. Thailand's always hot, but Jesus Christ, dude. It's mad hot. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure we all good. We are good. Jay, what's up, bro? I don't know if you're still in here. I think that was a little bit older. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head all fucking day. Appreciate it. Oh, coffee's hitting already. Oh, God. Oh, God. Man, what is it with Thailand Facebook groups, dude? I shared a reel in a few of them yesterday. Got a lot of comments. Not very many of them were positive, to say the least. I got fucking shredded. Like, granted, I'm sure it's not like the whole group, but it seems like the only people who comment are not happy, to say the least. Dude, we had... Yesterday, the channel had 48,000 minutes of watch time. That's fucking awesome. And, the channel, and like as a whole, is up 150% this week. So that's awesome. That's all you guys. I really appreciate it. Damn, I didn't realize we're about to hit 400 videos too. 48,000 minutes? What's 48,000 divided by 60? 8? 80? 800. No. Yeah, 800, right? That's wild. To get monetized on YouTube, like starting out, you have to have 1,000 subs and you have to get 4,000 hours of watch time in a year period. That took 6 months when I first started. Something like that. 6 or 7 months. So to get it in a day is pretty crazy. That's not 4,000. No, whatever. Forget it. Just forget it, alright? Am I not seeing chat? What's going on here? What's going on here? Whoa. Got like no lag. That's nice. Boom. Boom. Let's Just gotta get a couple things set up, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Boom. Pow. Bing, bong, boom. All right. I didn't post yesterday that we're gonna be live today. I gotta stop doing that, man. In my brain, I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I think it does, especially because a few of you guys have told me, like, yo, post before you go live. It's my bad. It's my bad. So I guess we'll do it right now, huh? Wait, what? Dude, Sean Ryan got arrested? What the hell? For what? I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of pushback on all those, like military guys who are streaming now. There's a lot of people who are like not chill with that because I guess a lot of them be like bullshitting about what actually happened. Who knows? Got it. Boom. Good morning from Ko Chang. Rick, what's up, dude? I was just in Ko Chang for my birthday. Damn, that was already 2 months ago. What the fuck, man? I feel like I can't believe it's May already. Like 2025 is almost halfway over. It seems like they just keep going faster and faster. Yeah, I like Ko Chang a lot too. It's definitely like popular, but I don't think it's not like on all like the top 5 lists you see, which I think doesn't really make sense to me. I think it's better than a lot of the other islands that are super popular. It's just a bit off the beaten path, you know what I mean? Like if you go down south to like Samui and Krabi and stuff, there's like a lot of other stuff around there. As opposed to like Ko Chang, unless you're in Pattaya or coming to Pattaya, it's like kind of just out there by itself. Got a bottle of Cialis. Jesus Christ. Have fun. Stay out of trouble. I was talking to a couple of my buddies the other day about like going out and like the amount of my friends that I've talked to that just don't use any type of protection. I'm like, you guys are fucking crazy. Crazy. Not only for the risk of like getting sick, but aren't you worried like some chick's gonna try to like trap you or something? Like granted, I'm sure that would be pretty rare, but holy fuck, dude. Digital arrival card, huh? Wasn't that a thing a few years ago too? I could have swore that they like started that and then within like a month they got rid of it again and now it's back. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but I mean most countries when you come in you have to like fill out some type of paperwork to like let them know where you're going to be staying and stuff. So it's not like it's too out of the ordinary. At least you can do it online. In Laos, you have to do it when you come through immigrate, or like when you're coming into immigration, it's a bit annoying. It's not like ridiculous, but I feel like when I got to Thailand the first time, I want to say they handed them out on the plane. I'm not really sure. I remember getting something on the plane. Man, I'm still getting shredded in this Facebook group. Anyways. It's been raining and it's hot, so these goddamn fruit flies, bro. It's like no matter what you do, you could keep your doors closed constantly. You're still gonna get fucking bugs. As long as it's not mosquitoes, oh my god, dude. Mosquitoes are the bane of my existence. I fucking hate them. Like so many of my friends, when they get bit, like it doesn't bother them. Like they don't really get itchy or anything. It's just like itchy for a couple minutes. When I get bit by a mosquito, like it's insanely itchy for like 2 days. Oh shit. Not really, dude. I haven't gone out in like well over a year at this point. You got like, there's so many options. It's kind of like all one and the same. It's pretty much all the same shit, just different one have different people working, you know? Sorry if it's lagging, I gotta get some shit going real quick. Alright, no, we're all good. Alright then. I'm thinking that, oh shit. I got a mic too, hold on. Check. Yeah, that should be better for the audio. I'm wondering too if I'm dealing with a heat soak issue, and that's why we start lagging after a while. So let's do that. Get us a little more circumambulation. That might help. Who fucking knows? Come on. See if I can't drop this shit. Boom. Son of a bitch. 1 second. Make sure you bring plenty of money for her sick water buffalo and her dad that's in the hospital and for her brother that just broke his leg, right? I don't think the sick buffalo thing is a tactic much anymore. Cause I'm sure the girls are smart enough to know that it's like a running joke now. So guys are gonna know what the deal is. The biggest one that I've seen personally is always medical stuff. Oh, I have to go to the hospital for this, or that's the biggest one that I've seen. There used to be a bar on Soy Bacow called Sick Buffalo. I thought that was great. Okay. Man, I think I'm finally about done with this sponsor video, man. Dude, it's been, fuck. I'm pretty sure I took that commission in February. I think like a week before my birthday. So it's been, yeah. I guess it's been 2 months, but March, April, yeah. That's insane, dude.
Gary V just pulled off the
Okay.
craziest marketing
Another real one is they inherited a property but owe taxes before they can possess it. That's, dude, I feel like that's a common one, like all over. I was watching a video the other day. I forget who it was, some news company, talking about like online scams. And they were just they went through a bunch of different ones. And some of them I could not believe that people fall for. Like, it blew my mind. And like, my big one was always like, how do people fall for these emails from random people that are like structured like shit? There's all kinds of typos and blah, blah, blah. And like, how do people fall for that? But then they were talking about it. They were like, the scammers do that on purpose. They make them like really bad typos and they almost make it look so obvious to just kind of weed out the people who are kind of like critical thinkers initially, just so they don't waste their time with them. They like automatically want to just weed out the people who are thinking about it and just get straight to the dum-dums. It's just like, that's insane, dude. That's insane. Never underestimate a simp. Dude, it blows my mind. Like, I have a Facebook here that's literally just like Thailand Facebook. I just use it for like the channel and stuff and promoting. So I add everybody. And I've ended up adding a bunch of girls from Pattaya and Bangkok that, you know, some of them are working girls, some of them have like OnlyFans, some of them have like normal jobs, I think. But like, they'll post a photo or video or whatever, and I'll go into the comments and it fucking blows my mind. Just blows my mind. So many dudes like, oh, like, I love you, like, come marry me, and like, and it's like, I get it, especially if like you're an older guy. Like, sure, you probably don't get a lot of attention from women anymore, or, you know, the women your age you might not be attracted to, sure. But the guys, and especially when these dudes would just like send money just to send money. It's like, I don't like, it's not for me, but I understand like sending money and getting something in return. Okay, I can't really argue with that. But like, the amount of guys that just send money just to send money, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And I wonder, like, how many fake profiles are there out there of just girls, you know what I mean? And then lo and behold, it's some dude who's just getting money sent to him and then messaging these old men. I don't know, something to think about. Nicholas, what's up, bro? Just ranting a bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy, man. And that mentality is definitely like the whole, like, I just want to be a sugar baby mentality is for sure starting to get a pretty serious foothold here. It's getting to the point, like, where I think if you want like really good odds of just finding like a normal chick who's not gonna be like posted on the internet, is not gonna be like entertaining other people and stuff, like, you gotta like go find some farm girl or something. And like Bangkok too. Bangkok, I think you have a good chance of that because there's so many like professionals and stuff that are there working, girls from other countries. But especially in Pattaya, just gotta, because like I've noticed there's even girls that have like the normal jobs, they're still like posting, trying to get money sent to them and shit. It's fucking crazy. I saw a girl the other day that posted she didn't have money for food. And it was like 150 comments. Like, what's your PayPal? I'm like, fuck, dude, must be nice. If I don't have money for food, I'm hungry. That's just how it is. Media source. Here we go. I'm gonna see if I can add this real quick. I don't know. Is it a green screen? Shit, it is a green screen. Oh my God. My bad. 1 second. I don't know how. All right, I'll do that later. Ay, ay, ay. So anyways, OnlyFans girls rants aside, what's going on with you guys? What is it's Tuesday, May. Damn, I missed May the 5th. Wasn't even paying attention, bro. I should have watched Star Wars yesterday. How to film yourself in public without being scared. That's a good video, actually. Dude, when I first came here, I was so like, I wasn't scared. I was just like, felt like I was being cringy walking around talking to the camera, you know? May the 4th, that's what I meant, my bad. May the 5th, dumbass. May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. That's why that stuck. I have plans to, yeah. I'm going to July. I'm going to July in Philippines. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to the Philippines in July. Fucking idiot. Yeah, and then Vietnam, as you can see here. That's going to be next on the list, but that will most likely be after the Philippines. Maybe. I might be able to squeeze it in before then. It really just kind of depends on how this month goes. But more than likely after. After Philippines. Jesus, I can't talk. Damn, the mic's dying. Do I have a... I think I can charge it while it's plugged in. How stupid will that look, huh? How much battery we got on the computer? Not very much. All right, we're gonna have to... Still hear me? Check, check. All right. Sorry if it's like echoey and shitty, but we got to charge this motherfucker. Give me 1 second. Let me look at my feet. Got it. Being from Arizona, do you consider yourself a southerner? No. I don't really consider Arizona like the South. I don't even really consider like Texas the South. I feel like cliche like South stops at like Louisiana. Texas people like are Southern, but not like Cajun Bayou Southern, you know? Arizona, I feel like we're kind of just lumped in kind of West Coast. You know what I mean? Like, especially in the past, like 15, 20 years, because there's just so many people in Arizona from California. We're just like, California's like suburb, I guess. I was actually going back and forth with one of my friends the other day about Tennessee. Is Tennessee part of the Midwest or part of the South? I know people that live in Tennessee consider it the South, right? But if you look at a map, debatable. It's debatable. I think the people there, like, when you're in Tennessee, it definitely feels like the South, though. If I was ever to buy some property, like, in America and, like, really commit to, like, living somewhere, honestly, Tennessee and, like, Kentucky would be on the list of possibilities. Florida, maybe. Depending on where in Florida. The only thing that kind of sucks about Florida is hurricanes. It would suck to have your whole house get ripped to pieces. But Tennessee is nice, dude. There's a lot of, like, really pretty land in Tennessee. Chad is from Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. Tennessee is the South 100%. It's not the Midwest. Even Kentucky is the South. South of the Ohio River is the South. Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess so. It's still like, I still feel like it's, yeah. I mean, I guess. But even like, when you hear Midwest, yeah. I mean, I guess. It's definitely, and like, if you look at it literally, it's in the middle of the country, Tennessee and Kentucky. The southern states are in the south, you know? Which is funny too, though, because like, Arizona, if you look at it and just run a line straight across from Arizona, straight across the country, it pretty much goes through like Tennessee. South, yeah. That, I mean, that's what it is based off of. They're part of anything south of the Mason-Dixon line. Guys, let me give you a little bit of insight. If any of you are like in sales, or if you're like a freelancer, you know, graphic design, anything where you're going to be reaching out to possible clients, if you email somebody and they don't respond, one follow-up email, maybe 5 days to like a week later, is totally fine. If they don't respond after that, if you're going to try to reach out again, you at least have to try it through a different channel. Lately, I've had so many people, like thumbnail designers, editors and stuff, emailing me, and they'll email me 6 or 7 times. Like every 2 days, bang, bang. Did you see? Did you see? And it's like, I love the grind. Yes, you gotta like be proactive. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. But just blowing up somebody's email is not a good way to build a client relationship. Indiana, Ohio, yeah. Missouri, yeah. I guess, yeah, Missouri counts. At the risk of sounding really stupid, why do they call that, like, why do they call that the Midwest? Mid, I understand. Like, it's the middle on the way to the West. I've never really thought about it. Joffrey Peterson, what's up, dude? Live from Beach 7 condo. Not anymore. Not anymore. Actually, I moved out of there a few months ago. West of the Rockies. Okay, why mid? Because it's in the middle? It's not west of the Rockies, though. It's east of the Rockies. Am I retarded? No, it's definitely east of the Rockies. Right. I was like, The Midwest should be like Kansas, Nebraska. Yeah, see, like that kind of makes sense to me. Because I guess I'm thinking about it in like frontier days, right? Like the West was like anything west of like Kentucky, pretty much. So the Midwest would make sense to me. All those states in the middle right there. Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming even. Like the middle of the West, you know? What the fuck are we talking about? East of the Rockies. Right. So let's see what Google has to say. Why is it called the Midwest? It used to be just the West before we acquired and settled what we now call the Western states. The term Midwest arose historically to describe the region between the eastern seaboard and the western frontier of the... Okay, so I kind of understood. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So you got the Southwest, yeah, which is Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma is part of the Southwest, I guess. The South, sure. The Rockies, which is like Idaho, Nevada, Utah. And then the Midwest. According to this one, the Midwest does include Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota. So, there we go. Fucking learn something new every day, huh? Look at us. That's what this channel does, bro. We're out here cracking knowledge eggs. One way to look at it is the Midwest and the Rust Belt is the same thing for the most part. Michael Elliott, what's up, dude? 420 here in Michigan. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I got some new weed here yesterday. And usually I only smoke now when I was like getting ready for bed. And yesterday I was like in the afternoon, I was like, yeah, I'll take a little rip real quick. And just fucking palms got all sweaty and just like had anxiety. I don't know what it is, man. Sometimes I'm fine. Other times I'm just like, I smoke and then I start to have like a fucking existential crisis. A friend of mine moved from Arizona to Utah, says he loves it, loves the Mormon babes. I actually grew up around a lot of Mormon families, and those Mormon girls, dude, especially in like high school and college, Jesus Christ, wild. Utah is beautiful. It's really pretty. When I was driving semis, one of our main hubs was in Salt Lake City. So I spent a lot of time there, especially in the winter. It's really nice. And they take really good care of the roads. Like their road prep when it comes to snow and stuff is amazing. I spent most of the time driving a semi in the winter in Utah, pretty much through the whole Midwest, actually. I would run I think it's the 70 or maybe the 80. No, I think it's the 80 that goes through southern Wyoming. That shit in the winter, it's like fucking Hoth. It's insane, dude. Be out there, it'd be like 2 degrees, negative 35 wind chill, 40 mile an hour winds. It fucking sucked, dude. Existential Crisis would be a great strain name. Yeah, I love the ones from Ted. He's like, yeah, I got 2 new weeds. He's like, one is called They're Coming, and the second one is called This Is Permanent. It's like, those are fucking great names. Popped them for the first time. Anthony, what's up, bro? Almost left because he came in on Mormon girls, and I'm divorcing one right now. Ugh. But, yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. At least you're divorcing one. Hopefully you got that prenup. Seems to be going around right now. One of my friends back home is getting divorced too. One of those situations where I want to be like so bad the I told you so, because I did fucking tell him for a long time. Didn't listen. Granted, I know how it is when you're in the situation. It's hard to it can be hard to tell sometimes, you know. got the rose-colored glasses on, but I fucking told him. And then sure enough, she turned out to be a real piece of shit. This label being a different color orange than this is fucking driving me crazy. Why? Why? I'm not fixing it right now though. Can you get old school Thai bud there? And if so, is it any good? Back in the 80s, the Thai stick was really good. You can still find like brick weed for sure. I don't like it. The biggest thing with me is like I just feel like it tastes terrible. And I don't think it's very good personally. Granted, I might be holding weed to a different standard because where I grew up and stuff, but I don't know. There was like a few times when I first got here, I would buy it, and it's kind of expensive too for what it is. And it wasn't very good. Like I hadn't smoked in months, and like I smoked like a whole like cone of it, and I didn't even get high. I'm a grower here in Michigan. How's the weed scene in your opinion? It's gotten a lot better since like compared to when I first got here. When I first got here, it was hard to find good quality, and it was expensive. Like places were charging like $25 a gram. Granted, there's still a lot of places that charge ridiculous amounts, like 400 or 500 baht per gram, which is stupid to me. Because I grew for a long time in Arizona too, so I know what it costs to grow weed. Especially in Thailand, with labor being so cheap, there is no way that you are tuna on white, no crust. $5 closer to Nam. Alternatively, chipping in on a gram of existential crisis. Jay with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. What was I saying? Everybody clap it up for Jay. Clap it up for Jay. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, what it costs to grow weed. There's no way, whatever you're doing, even if you're going full hydroponic, blah, 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 it's not gonna, you don't have to charge 500 a gram. But every once in a while, you can find a place. There's one shop that I found that is way away from the beach. It's kind of over on the dark side. It's an American guy that owns it. He's from Oregon, so he knows what the fucking deal is. And he actually has some really good buds. And he charges fair price. 70 baht a gram. $2. I think I have some. Hold on. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on camera. But you can get the gist of it, probably. Come on. Yeah, it might be kind of hard to tell on cam. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see shit. Maybe, maybe. There you go. You can kind of see it. But yeah, this is solid. I would probably say it'd probably be like a $6 or $7 gram in Arizona, which is good. And it's fire. Like I just do one little bong rip and I'm set. I don't smoke very often though. Don't call it Nam. Giving me flashbacks of the war to still have PTSD. Holy shit. I hope you're kidding. Coffee is hitting already. Oh, also too, Jay, if you see down here, you're added to the elites, bro. You're added to the elites. Damn, $265 towards Nam. We are only $35 off. That's what I'm talking about. Not kidding, was stationed in Da Nang. That's fucking wild. It's crazy. Small world. Because now everybody recommends going to Da Nang for vacation. What did they say in Beer Fest when he's talking about why he doesn't play ping pong anymore? He's like, I was learning to play ping pong in Ding Dang. That shit kills me every time, dude. Man, I wouldn't want to play either if somebody had shoved a ping pong paddle handle up my ass. It wasn't the handle. I've been shitting pancakes for 15 years. Dude, I watched that not too long ago. It holds up still. There's a lot of older movies like that used to be really funny, and now it's just like they're kind of corny. Beer Fest, if you haven't had a chance to watch it in a while, go check it out. Another one that held up really well, Euro Trip with Michelle Trachtenberg, still hilarious. Lawrence Farrell, sorry if I murdered that. What's up? Welcome to the chat. And Denang, be ready for Moto Taxi guys to roll up and ask you if you want Boom Boom. Like with them? It's nothing crazy. I mean, it happens here all the time too. I'm actually looking at Roxas or Baguio, but I need to work on my fucking pronunciation or reading. Dang. Guys, pro tip. If you've never been to Thailand and you're worried or you're wondering a pretty solid way to know if a girl is a girl, or one of the easy, because you like when you're in person, it's usually pretty easy to tell. When you're online, it can be a bit harder because angles, filters, whatever. One of the easiest ways to tell, it's not 100% foolproof, but it is pretty solid. If her profile, if she has like a Western girl name, like a Western white girl name, if, you know, Jasmine, Tiffany, pretty much any of those, you could pretty much guarantee it's a boy. FYI. See, I'm just giving this shit away for free. I should be charging y'all. Steve-O. What's up, dude? Good morning. Desensitized to boom boom advertise. Yeah, exactly. Granted, I don't get it a whole lot more. I feel like these girls are like good at spotting who's been here for a while. Because it used to be like when I walked down the streets, it'd be bow, 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 bow. And now it's just like every like third one. You know what I mean? I'm sure I have like a look on my face too that's different compared to when I first got here and was like, what the fuck? You know? I should be good budget-wise for either. My alimony will be about $4K a month, and I have 2.2K pension. Alimony? Wait, Anthony, I'm correct in assuming you're a dude, right? And you get alimony? Is that a thing? But yeah, $6 grand a month. You could pretty much be anywhere minus like Singapore. I mean, you could be in Singapore too, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. You should never meet in your hotel room. Always meet nearby first to scope her out. Always a good idea. Don't just invite somebody straight to your house. I've done it, but you know what I tell everybody, just a good way to plan is like if you're getting ready to go out for the night and you're thinking you might meet a girl along the way, stash everything before you go out. Like if you got cameras, anything that's valuable, just hide it all over the condo before you go out. What I've done a couple times is come back, and then when she's like using the bathroom, then I hide everything. But then I've been drinking. So then I wake up the next day and I'm like, damn, that girl stole all my shit. But really it was me hiding it, and now I don't remember where it is. What can you do? Honestly, I'm not going to look for women, but if I met a good one, I wouldn't run either. Exactly. I always feel like if you're out hunting it, you're gonna find the wrong shit. You know what I mean? If you just chill, focus on you, work on, eating good or, getting in shape, whatever it is, just try to self-improve, then that stuff will start being attracted to you, All the times when I've been like going out trying to meet girls or like trying to find a girlfriend, those are when I like dated the psychos. One time. Most of the girls I've dated were fine. But the last girl I dated in the States before I came here, fucking lunatic. Lunatic. Put her through school and she screwed me over bad. Sounds about right, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. Fuck it. On to the next. Hide the beer. Sometimes I accidentally take a drunk home and they drink my beer. That sounds about right. I'm a dude, but I ain't dumb. Plus, she abused the shit out of me after I suffered a spinal cord injury while working for the... Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Well, I'm happy to hear you're out of that. Dude, like... It's crazy how much of, like, a joke, like, domestic violence becomes when it's towards a man. Like, you could come out and say, like, yeah, my ex-wife abused me, and, like, even other guys, some of them will be like, what the fuck, you're a pussy, blah, blah, blah. What people don't understand is, like, the last girl I dated in America was the same way. But she was able to do that because I'm not going to hit a woman. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, if I wanted to, I could have fucking beat the brakes off of this girl. But I'm not going to. And then once they hit you once and understand that you're not going to hit them back, then it's full tilt. Upset because I was committed to having a success. Dude, that's always how it goes. But now you're out of it, on to the next. Fuck it. Now you at least have some idea of what you're not looking for. That's what I always say. You didn't fail at a relationship. You just learned like what type of relationship doesn't work for you. And an abusive fucking psycho is definitely not the move. It's always the dudes who are like trying too. You know what I mean? They'll go find those same types of women will go find some piece of shit that's a fucking loser, and he'll be able to do whatever. Readjusting here. There it is. Wasn't physical abuse directly, but right after the injury, for the first 5 years, I would not be able to move without help, and she would literally starve me for 3 or 4 days at a time. Bro, that's abuse. Jesus Christ. I would rather get punched in the face than deal with that. That's insane. But the R&R in Pattaya was legendary. I bet, dude. The other day, I was trying to look up like some old photos of like Thailand back in the day for a video. It's just so hard now because so much of that shit is AI. And it's getting to the point where it's like hard to tell, especially with like vintage photos, because vintage photos, even the real ones, don't have a lot of great detail. So it's easy for, you know, AI to make fake shit. Turned out blindsiding me with the divorce was the first nice thing she did to me in over a decade. Yeah, bro. Did you a favor. Fuck. That's insane, man. I can't believe there's, like, people out there who will do that type of shit. It fucking blows my mind. Especially to somebody that's, like, completely helpless like that. That's so fucking dark. I did Subic and Angelis in 99, but never Pats back in the day. It was a wild time back then, free for all. Dude, even like one of my best friends, he's a ex-Navy guy. And he came to Pattaya, I think in 95, I want to say, somewhere around then. He's an older guy. And he was, we were out at lunch one day and he was explaining like what it was like in the 90s. I was like, fuck, dude. Sounds like it was fucking... Granted, I still like it, you know what I mean? But it sounds like it was really dope in the 90s. It's the internet, man. I blame the fucking internet. And it is pretty wild. Like, if you think Americans are obsessed with phones, you should, like, Thai people are pretty wild. Not all of them, of course, but just glued at all times. Like, even me, like, don't get me wrong, if I'm, like, sitting somewhere, like, chilling, I'm on my phone a lot, for sure. But the amount of people here that are, like, on the sidewalk, like, coming up to order their coffee, and they're still on the phone, like, can't put the phone down for, like, 2 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Give me 1 second, fellas. I'm gonna make another cup of Joe. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-dee, ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Ba-ba-ba-da-boo, ba-da-ba-dee.
Tuna on white, no crust, right?
What the fuck? Oh. Tuna on white, no crust, bro. Says Mrs. Henkin with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'll catch up on chat. Let me get this coffee real quick. Tuna on white, no crust, right? I don't know why I just did that, but whatever. Okay. Tempus coffee would sell. Dude, it's like, I've been really, that's the next thing, like, kind of on my list is, like, something that I can offer y'all that has, like, some real value that you guys could support the channel and also get some type of, you know, physical something in return. But so many fucking people, so many creators sell coffee, and it's just like, and I looked into it a bit. For me to be able to do something where I could have decent margins, where I could make okay money from it, it has to be like really shit coffee. And not that I'm like a coffee snob or anything, but I would at least want it to be decent, you know? There it goes. All right, let me catch up here. Depression and anxiety. She tried to get me to file criminal charges. I was like, nah, I need to recoup my investment. Oddly enough, no anxiety attacks or depression since starting the divorce. Dude, like, even I've dealt, like, I'm an anxious person by all means. I've noticed even, like, if there's something that's stressing me out, once I start getting to the point where I'm at least making progress on fixing it or starting to, I automatically feel better. I forget who said it, but one of my favorite quotes ever was, is action alleviates anxiety. I love that. So if I'm stressed out about something, action alleviates anxiety. And that's absolutely true. Even if you if it doesn't fix the problem right then, at least try to do something to put you on the path towards fixing it, and you'll start to feel better. That works really well for me. Was that a too high for the supermark by the uninvited reference? I don't believe so, because I don't know what that is. You mean tuna on white, no crust? Is that what you're talking about? That's from Fast and the Furious. Everything seems out of control. Start to invest heavily in your health. Working out helps a lot. I agree. One thing that you see all these hyper successful businessmen and shit, they're always yeah, go to the gym, you gotta go to the gym, blah blah blah. And so, I feel like so many people turn that and they're oh, you don't have to be buff to be successful, which is of course true. But one thing that I notice is nobody really likes to work out. The actual act of working out is not fun. Anything you can do where you build habits of doing things that aren't fun because you know they're good for you, those are good things. Those translate. A lot of people think it's just bullshit. Just making your bed every morning. I'm a firm believer in that, because it's yeah, if you don't make your bed, not that big a deal. It's not gonna, you're not gonna lose your job if you don't make your bed. But starting your day with getting something done, I think is really good for your brain. I'm amazed by the amount of dudes, even teens, that are on roids or TRT. A lot of old dudes in Pattaya lots of dudes on juice. Yeah, because there's pharmacies here where you can just walk in and buy it. I don't really understand, with teenagers, dude, such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. It's your hormones are constantly changing anyway, and you're just throwing all this other stuff in there. Dude, it's terrible. And the thing about it is if you only do TRT, if you just do testosterone and you're not on a crazy high dosage or anything, it's generally pretty safe. It's not too crazy. The stuff where it starts to get really dangerous is if you're on TRT, you're also on tren, and then you're taking Anabol, you're taking all kinds of orals and stuff too, super hard on your liver, and you're just, dude, it's just like anything else. Everything, the majority of things, as long as you do them in moderation, aren't too bad for you. It's just like coffee, you know what I mean? Coffee is good if you only have a few cups. If you're drinking 15 cups of coffee a day, it's probably not going to be very good on your heart. Who's the famous or infamous tuber that allegedly killed his homie in Pattaya? He's a bodybuilder. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. Bodybuilder kills friend Pattaya. Is he from New Zealand? This looks like... I don't get it. There's always somebody fucking banging on something. Tony Huge? What a clever name. Inside Tony Huge's harem? A retired lawyer, bodybuilder, and influencer living in Pattaya. He doesn't look familiar. What a silly name. Granted, his channel, he can name whatever he wants, but Especially because he's big. He's not huge. Whatever. Juicer for sure. Yeah, you think? Dude, it's like any guy you see that's like 40 plus and looks like that, 100% on juice. If any of them try to tell you, like The Rock tries to say that he's not on juice, he might not be on like testosterone specifically, but dude, like your testosterone levels start going down significantly after like 35. So to be that massive, come on, dude. AKA Anthony quite large. Right. AKA Anthony pretty big. Right. Huge is crazy. How many subs does he have? None of this really looks like his channel. So I don't see any news articles. Let's try arrested. Whoa. Tony Huge arrested, YouTube deleted. Yeah, I don't see. I saw, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on in Pattaya, or maybe it's just because I'm paying more attention to news, so I'm seeing it in my feed more. The police had to like go arrest some Thai guy last night because he was just running around Third Road butt ass naked. And then when the police showed up, he just like sat on the sidewalk cross-legged, ignored them, acted like they weren't there or anything. It was just sitting there. And then as soon as they started walking up to him, he like flew up and like started trying to like windmill kick him and shit. The video is crazy. Must have seen him around Pattaya. No, honestly. He looks familiar, but I don't know if I've seen him online or in person. A lot of the time, like most of the people that are here like filming and stuff, they spend most of their time in like central Pattaya. Because a lot of them are like, especially like the nightlife guys, I rarely see them because I don't really go to those districts. I'll go to like Soy Bacau and Tree Town sometimes because there's some food over there I like, but that's pretty much it. Steve-O, I don't think you can drop links in the chat. I've been trying to figure out how to fix that, but I'm pretty sure it automatically takes them down. Crazy thunder. It's been raining every day already. Super weird. I mean, I guess, yeah, May. Usually like March and April are so brutal here because it's like no wind. It's hot as hell. It's like 34 degrees. It's fucking crazy. I'm surprised my electric bill from last month wasn't more insane. There's this guy that has been commenting on my Instagram post pretty consistently. His username is savetheworld.deleteindia. For fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Did it strip the... Yeah, I don't think it'll let you post any links. I'm not sure. I don't think I can change that while we're in the chat. If it's a YouTube link, you could just drop everything after the slash. And that might be better. Serious hate for Indians, Pat. Yeah, dude. It's especially here. But like when I was going out a lot and like I was friends with a lot more people working in bars and stuff, I did see a lot of shit. And I have seen stuff firsthand, so it's like they say every stereotype comes from somewhere. So it's like I don't think putting a blanket over an entire group of people is necessarily a good idea, but just leave it at that. Ay. We've been to Koh Samui. I have not, actually. I still haven't been. I've been like Krabi, Phi Phi, and then all the islands over here, but that's pretty much it. Korean dudes seem to get the most love. They like to make it rain. Yeah, and like that just like Korean like K-pop aesthetic is like the vibe, you know, like that's what's attractive right now. But even then, like I just saw the other day, there was a news article talking about it, like especially visitors to Thailand from other Asian countries are way down compared to what they used to be. Henry Bob Swillikers. What's up, dude? Koh Samui was what first attracted me to Thailand. Read about it at High Times travel article in '87. Wanted to go ever since. The dude I was going to go with died though, unfortunately. God damn. Just can't catch a break, huh, Anthony? Hitting it for the first time in a few months. Some people love it. Others hate it. Don't know what. My friend came out to visit from the States in December. And he went and he said he really liked it. He's kind of one of those people though that will find like the positive in anything, you know? So even if he didn't like it, I'm sure he found things that he did. Korean, Chinese are biggest simp. They buy a girl's car and pay their rent. I've seen plenty of white dudes doing that stuff too. The amount of girls, like I'm pretty good friends with like 4 or 5 girls that still work at the bar. Every time I see them, brand new iPhone. Like they'll meet a guy, hang out with him 1 or 2 times, and then he'll take her to the mall and buy her a $1,400 phone. Like it's, I mean, if you've got the money and that's your thing, fucking live your life. But I'm not, no. Especially too, because I think a lot of those guys think that garners loyalty. You know what I mean? Oh, I bought you this, so now you can't do this. And the girls are like, okay. Been a shitty decade, but I'm sure there are better people than me dealing with worse. Life is all about perspective, man. That's very true. It doesn't really help in the moment, but it does help sometimes to know, like, it could be a lot fucking worse. Though I met a dude that bought a bar girl a food cart, teaching them fish. Okay, like I could see that. And it's like, I understand, like, one of the biggest misconceptions I think about like girls that work at bars is people think like, oh, they're, you know, from these like small towns and they have no other options and they have to do this, which is kind of true with some of them. Like, you know, they've got other stuff to take care of. They've got sick family members or whatever. So it's kind of true. But for the most part, most of those girls want to be there. They make really good money. They get to party every day. They can like come and go from different bars whenever they want. Like they're not committed to working at one place forever. Most of their contracts are like a month long at the most. So they can bounce around to the hottest new places, whatever. They've got guys showing up, buying them iPhones and stuff. So some of these guys will show up and they'll spend a bunch of money on them. And then they'll be like, oh, like I'm rescuing her. Like I'm getting her out of the bar. You don't have to work there. Meanwhile, the girl's like, bitch, I want to work here. Like I made 150,000 baht last month. I mean, I get it. I get it. Easy money is easy money. Sold the cart and was back in the bar in a week. Exactly. Like, I feel like there's a lot of guys that are like white knighting, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna rescue her, I'm gonna get her out of the bar. It's like a lot of those girls, not all of them, a lot of them want to be there. Especially if you like, you know, if some girl, like a pretty girl's working at a bar and then you buy her a food cart, like with the food cart, if she's lucky, she might be able to make 1,000 baht a day. And that's like a good day, depending on what she's selling, of course. Compared to at the bar, she'll make $1,000 or 1,000 baht in fucking 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to get some of his ashes and bring them with me. Talked about it for 25 years. That would be cool. That's rough, man. I can't imagine when I start getting to that age where it's like granted, I've already had quite a few friends pass away, but when it gets to the point where it's like people are really starting to fall off. So I'm trying to just do everything I can right now. Let's do the fun shit. Let's do the shit we talk about, you know? I can save her. Yeah, exactly. A lot of guys deluded with that. I have this girl I know works at the bar. She was dating a dude for a while. And then the dude went to her friends that work at the same bar and tried to like negotiate one of her friends going with him. So she got pissed, of course, broke up with him. And now every day for like the past month, he's been showing up and buying her flowers, showing up to her job like every day with like a huge bouquet of flowers. And she just keeps, every time he comes in, she takes the flowers and just throws them out in the street, tells him to fuck off. God, man. And flowers here aren't particularly cheap. Don't ask me how I know, but yeah, like a huge bouquet of roses here is not cheap. Probably like 70 or 80 bucks all day. It's a lot of money, dude. Realizing I need to rent a scooter there. Her getting around is crazy expensive. It can add up for sure. Especially in Samui. Apparently there's like a racket there with all the taxis and stuff. So yeah, rental is usually the best way to go. Oh, God. I'm only 53, but he's been a raging alcoholic and drank himself to death after his divorce. Jesus Christ, man. That's the thing. That's one dude. I know like some of the bar managers here who are like decently young. They're like pretty close to my age. And these guys, 6 days a week, are just getting blasted at work. 6 days a week. They've been doing it since I got here. So that's like 3 years. And a few of them were doing it for a couple years before even I got here. So you're talking 5 years of getting hammered 6 days a week. And then even a lot of them, even on their day off, they're still going to like Walking Street or something. So 7 days a week for 5 years. Fuck, dude. I feel like you can drink a lot as long as when you aren't drinking, you're active about recovery. Making sure like you get your water back up, making sure your electrolytes are all good and like actively recover your body, detox, whatever you need to do. But 6 or 7 days a week, like your body never has a chance to bounce back. So you're just constantly drinking poison and you're super dehydrated, which being dehydrated is like the worst thing you can do to your body. Sounds like college to me, 7 days a week for 4 years. At least in college too, though, you're young. So your body bounces back quicker, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, like when I was DJing and shit, there were stints for, a year or two at a time where I was drinking 5-6 days a week for sure. But also not to the level that these guys are. Like I'm talking blasted, blackout every night. Complete like 40 or 50 drinks, like crazy shit. And they're older. So it's like, dude, not sustainable. Thai girl I was dating told me straight up, don't get me flowers. I want gold. Told her to have a nice life and blocked her. Right. Dude, I had one not too long ago. She messaged me on Facebook and like we were just bullshitting for a little bit. And And then she asked if I wanted to hang out, and I was like, yeah, we can go to dinner or something. And she's like, okay. And I was like, where do you want to go? Of course, she sends me a link to the most expensive restaurant in Pattaya, like by far most expensive. I've been there, and it's super expensive, and it's really not even that good. But yeah, and I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. Have a nice one. Do you get into the ED? Dude, I don't know why my armpit is so itchy. I think I'm like allergic to my deodorant or something. Do you get into the EDM scene there? I heard there's some great shows in Thailand. I have not. Honestly, I'm pretty burnt out on that whole scene. I know there's quite a few like big festivals and stuff. And they do one for Songkran in Bangkok. They do a big one for New Year's. And then there's some other stuff like Rolling Loud is coming here now. There's talks that Tomorrowland is going to come here. I was going to go to Rolling Loud, but it was still like, I figured I was like, oh, it's in Thailand. It'll probably be, the ticket will probably be pretty cheap. No, 3-day ticket was still like $350. Like, I'm good on that. Ever been to Fruit Fest? Do you mean Wonder Fruit? I have not been, but my buddy that came out in December, he went and he said he liked it. Me, like, I'm kind of picky about like those like burner, like hippie, I hate that word, but spiritual, you know, events, because I've met so many people over the years through DJing that like flaunt themselves like that. Like, oh, I'm like a spiritual empath, and I'm like, I'm just a vessel, and like gotta charge my crystals, and they're just some of the most fucking horrible people I've ever met in my life. Not all of them. I've met a lot of good ones too who really like live by that, but especially like younger, you know, Gen Z, even a lot of millennials like use that as like an excuse to be a fucking douche. So yeah, I'm like picky. That's another reason why I haven't really gone to like Koh Phangan or Pai either, because I know that's like the vibe there. And you know, not that I judge, but a lot of that shit's not for me. Like 4 a.m. drum circle and like tantric, just not for me. Only stations to play heavy metal and death metal. Pre-MTV Headbangers Ball, so there wasn't any place to listen to that genre. That's cool. I'm a shaman. People are strange these days. I'm curious to try the toad though. I've done DMT. I haven't done the toad. I did 5-MeO DMT, the lab made stuff. Wild. And don't get me wrong, dude. I've gone down plenty of like existential missions myself. Like, used to do a lot of acid, used to do a decent amount of mushrooms. I don't really like mushrooms. I much prefer acid. So I've had my own like ego deaths and shit too. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like the people where that is their entire identity. That's mostly what it is. Or even like when it came to like ravers and stuff, like can't really vibe with somebody where your whole identity is the music that you listen to. You know what I mean? What was your DMT trip like? See clowns. I don't remember seeing any like real world stuff. You know what I mean? I was sitting in my friend's living room the first time I did it. I've done it quite a few times. I was sitting in my friend's living room and it looked into his kitchen. And when it's quick, dude. Like I hit it, and by the time I set it down, I leaned back, and in his kitchen he had like a row of cupboards up top. And I looked at those cupboards, and the shape of the cupboards kind of like dictated what I saw, because I looked at them and then they kind of like melted together, and then they were just like concentric shapes, and it just felt like I was like kind of going through a tunnel and was seeing stuff, but I honestly don't remember a lot of it most of the time. Like right when I come out of it, it's kind of like a dream. If you like right when you come out of it, if you talk about it or you write it down or something, it can really help you remember it. But if you just come out and don't talk about it, it's really easy to like forget. Those hippie guru types always end up being exposed as predators. Exactly, dude. It's just like, it's like culty to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it's like, the older I get, the more I realize nobody has the fucking answers. We're all just trying to do our best in our own situations and the things that we've learned and seen from. So anybody that tries to flaunt themselves as, oh, just do this and everything will be good and just listen to me, I've got all the answers. I just don't trust people like that. I'm the opposite. Once I tried mushrooms, I never tried acid again. I like to could maintain control on them. The exact same thing with me, but the opposite. If I did a lot of shrooms, I always felt like I was along for the ride and I couldn't like kind of tone it down and focus for a second if I needed to. But with acid, like, granted, like, I would still be fucking tripping, but I could at least be like, okay, I gotta like handle this for a second. Like if I'm gotta go into the gas station for a minute, I can do it and it's a lot, but I can deal with it. With shrooms, I always felt like it was just fucking wham a lot. I did acid a lot. I used to be at home by myself and like take a tab of acid and watch like horror movies by myself. Pretty wild now that I think about it, but anyone says that has the answer is exactly. And it's all snake. I always see all that shit as like snake oil bullshit. It's like the people on Instagram that are, you know, I make $180,000 a month doing this. Buy my course and I'll teach you how to do it too. You make $180,000 a month. Why are you selling a $50 course? I can't believe people still fall for that shit. I cannot believe it. If I had less morals, I would do that 100%. There's whole packages you can buy now. I get advertisements for them. It's just like a media packet of like 700 luxury videos, like POV videos on yachts, POV videos of like driving with the Ferrari logo, you know what I mean? So they're selling these packages so you can create an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever, acting like you have all this money to sell the course. And people still do that shit. And some of these courses are like fucking $700 and broke people buy them, which like makes me feel so terrible for them. But it's one of those things, if you're dumb enough to not research it, kind of got what's coming to you. Got off the hedonist treadmill 10 years ago. My life has improved tremendously ever since. Nice. Anyone can have their own answers. Where it goes bad is when they think their answer is your answer. Right. Exactly. The way I deal with shit, or the way I calm myself down, or the way I focus when I need to is not necessarily going to help anybody else. Quite a few digital nomads in Thailand doing that. Oh yeah, there's tons of them, dude. I see them all the fucking time. And it's like, if you know what to look for, it's so easy to spot. You know what I mean? The biggest tells are, you'll like go to their Instagram. They might have up at the top, it'll say 100,000 subscribers, but you go down to their posts, all their posts will have the likes hidden because they're fake followers. If they don't have the likes hidden, it's super easy to tell. If it's like, oh, you have 100,000 followers and you only get 50 likes on each post, obviously fake. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. We got any baseball fans in the chat? Go Dodgers, huh? Dodgers beat the shit out of the Marlins yesterday. Today. Technically, yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. Are mushrooms still legal there? I don't think they're legal. I'm pretty sure they're actually illegal, but apparently in some places you can still find them relatively easy. Yeah, it says Google says they're illegal. While consumption in private places is decriminalized, cultivating and providing access to other remains illegal. Okay, so you're allowed to have them, it sounds like, but you're not allowed to sell them, which is kind of the case with a lot of stuff in Thailand. Thailand is pretty forward when it comes to like herbal stuff. Obviously, weed is legal now. From what it sounds like, you're allowed to like have your own mushrooms. It's the same with kratom. Kratom, you're allowed to have it, you're allowed to use it, but you have to get a license if you want to sell it. You're not allowed to just sell it to whoever. So Thailand is usually, they're pretty chill about stuff like that. Granted, I'm not a fucking lawyer. Don't take this as your excuse to go buy shit. I don't know for sure. It could very well be one of those things too, like the vapes were for a long time illegal, but they were still everywhere you could buy them, and it wasn't a problem until all of a sudden it is, and they're cracking down and people are getting arrested. So just smoke weed, drink some beers. You guys hear that? Dude, there was some thunder the other night. Like, it woke me up. That never happens. Like, I was convinced, like, Pattaya was getting bombed or something. It was crazy. It was just, like, one after the other. Because you know how it usually is, like, crack of thunder. Just a little bit of time goes by. Another one. This was, like, ka-doo, 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 ka-doo. I was like, what the fuck? It was so crazy. Can't get magic mushroom shake in my top. Yeah, from what I understand, there's places where you can just buy them. But yeah, the Google AI said it's legal, but who knows? With some stuff in Thailand too, it's like things that are not allowed on the books when it comes to day to day. It might not be. It's one of those things. It's hard to tell sometimes. I just tell everybody, if you're not sure, just play it safe, because if you get arrested, it's going to either be really expensive or it's going to be a really shitty vacation. More of a hockey fan. I was a huge hockey fan when I was a kid. Not so much anymore. The only hockey player I've really kept up with is Connor Bedard. Plays for the Red Wings, I think, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I like watching him. He's got some sweet highlights. I don't know how he's done this year. I really started watching him his rookie season, but that's pretty much it. And then, what's his nuts that just broke the all-time scoring record? Oh, Ochevsky? Something like that? I sell kratom in my store here. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty lucrative for sure. Kratom is one of those things too that's like, I've tried it a few times. I do it every once in a while. One of those things where it's like, I think it's great as long as you pay attention to what you're doing. I feel like you could definitely overdo it. But, I mean, that's the case with pretty much anything, right? Sugar, coffee, weed. There's times in my life when I was definitely smoking too much weed. Yeah, I like thunderstorms too. I was just, they never wake me up. Usually, like if it's a thunderstorm going on, I'm knocked out. I sleep super good. That's why it was so weird that it woke me up. Vice was whiskey, 10 years sober. Nice, man. Congrats on that. Yeah, it's it blows my mind all the time with like the way that certain places or governments like treat certain things. Meanwhile, alcohol is legal. Like when I was in high school, I did a report on like the effects of alcohol on the body. And even if you're not like an everyday drinker, like what alcohol does to your body compared to other stuff that's illegal, that's so much worse, you know, is fucking crazy that that is legal and you can, it's not a big deal. Especially like weed, when weed was still illegal in the States, but you could go buy all the fucking vodka you wanted. It just makes, from like a physical standpoint, it makes no sense. It's worse for your body. I would 100% argue that being inebriated on alcohol is much more likely to cause issues than somebody who's stoned. It's like, I don't really get it. I'm kind of the same way with vapes. Like the amount of places that go so hard on like banning vapes and stuff, but cigarettes are legal. And of course, I'm not diluted. I understand that there are probably some health risks when it comes to vapes. But we know for a fact there are serious health risks from cigarettes. At least with vapes, there's like a maybe. It's possible that it's at least not as bad for you. Granted, we don't know. They could be worse. But there's no absolutely zero scientific backing to show either way. Had so many close calls getting drunk. Dude, same. That was a big reason. Like, granted, I haven't made the decision where I'm like, I'm not going to drink anymore. With me, it was more just like going out and getting like hammered and partying real hard. Like, I'm still open. It's like, oh, if you want to go chill on the beach today, you know what I mean? We'll drink some beers. I'm probably still like okay with that. But dude, like some of the biggest mistakes I've made in my life, especially when it comes to like getting in trouble with police or huge arguments, fights with girlfriends or my parents. Like a lot of those times, dude, almost every single time, alcohol was involved. And it's like me and like the way I just like respond instinctually is usually bad. If I do anything that takes away my ability to critically think, that is not good for me. Like, it's bad. I do stupid shit if I can't think about the things that I'm doing. Especially, a big reason for me, too, is because I started blacking out a lot more. Like, when I was in my 20s, dude, there's so many times when I got annihilated drunk, but still remember everything. Or at least I would be like blackout in the sense where you wouldn't remember, but then like somebody would tell you, oh, do you remember this? And boom, you would remember it. I got to the point here where I was blacking out and people would be like, yeah, we did this and this. And I was blacked out for like 5 or 6 hours, remember nothing. So it's like, I can't, like, or you see videos of you doing shit that's like super cringy and you don't remember it, and like I just did not like the feeling that I wasn't in control and I was doing shit that I don't remember doing. I was just like, I can't keep doing that. Some dudes get aggressive when they get drunk. Lots of fights on Soy 6 and Walking Street now. Dude, it's been insane. Like the amount of increase. It's getting to the point where I'm like seeing reels all the time of like dudes who are like coming to Thailand and then just posting reels of them getting in fights. Like fucking ghetto, corny, stupid shit. I'm like, bro, take that shit back to America. I really hope the police like just start lighting those dudes up. Like that's the only way it's gonna stop. Like If you just keep arresting these people and then fining them, they're just gonna be like, oh, all right, pay the fine and then just go on their way. You know, you gotta like do something so people at least are like, yo, we can't do that there, or else we're gonna be stuck in jail. Even then, though, there's still people that are doing it, but ideally that'll get rid of some of them. Ugh. Think there's a bar in PP that lets tourists fight each other. Yeah, there's like the Muay Thai bar. There used to be one on Walking Street. I don't know if it's there anymore. I don't know if they would let tourists fight at the one on Walking Street though. It was usually Thai guys in there. Dude, a lot of it is just like short man syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm in a new country. Like, oh, I'm in Asia. I'm fucking taller than everybody. I'm a tough guy. So I'm just gonna fight it. It's fucking lame. Small dick energy. Should be an instant 5-year ban for fighting. Yeah, dude, anything that's like victims, you know what I mean? Or like debauchery and like public, you gotta do something to get rid of them. Because like, I understand that's like if somebody gets into a street fight and nobody gets like seriously injured, you can't just like throw somebody in jail for years for that. Okay, I get that. But there has to be something, or just increase the fines. Be like, if you come out and you get into an altercation with somebody in Thailand, it's a 50,000 baht fine, $1,500. Super smart to come and fight people that have fighting as their national pastime. Most of what I've seen lately is foreigners fighting other foreigners, because Thais, like, most of the time, you got to do some really stupid shit for them to want to fight you, you know? Most of the time, they're just like, whatever, fuck you, and we'll just leave or whatever. Most of the ones that I see, especially here in Pattaya, are foreigners fighting other foreigners. And the funny thing is about it, too, is like, all the fights I've seen, like, all these guys can't even fight. They're just, like, falling around and, like, tackling each other and, like, swinging and missing. And it's like, the tough guy, you can't even fight. Everybody's a tough guy until a ladyboy kicks your butt. Yeah. I saw something the other day where this guy got punched by a ladyboy, and then he took a swing back and he missed. But there was so many people in the comments like, you can't hit a girl, and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but if a ladyboy takes a swing and fucking punches me in the face, probably gonna get one back. That's my outlook on it. Probably gonna get one back. You're just as big and as strong as me. I don't feel, probably honestly bigger and stronger. I don't feel bad about hitting you back. It's a hot take, I guess. Don't clip that. I'm gonna get fucking canceled. Seen ladyboys kick some ass, they're tough. Yeah, well, especially, I used to say it all the time in America, especially like when I was growing up, and like there's used to be a lot more like negativity towards gay guys. Like people would see a gay guy and like say shit to him on the street, whatever. And some of my, like, people I grew up with, who I thought were my friends at the time, who obviously aren't now, but they'd be like, oh, like, they'd say something, I'd be like, yo, you better fucking chill, man. Like, oh, why, dude? Like, what's he gonna do? Gay guys, like, when I was growing up, if you were gay, you 100% got picked on. People were still fucking with you. Like, the whole anti-bullying shit was not a thing when I was a kid. So if you think about it, gay guys have been picked on and bullied their entire life. You don't pick fights with people who have been getting picked on and getting fights picked with them for their entire life. They will fuck you up. And dude, I saw it multiple times. I've seen multiple gay guys beat the shit out of some dude who was fucking with them and was like, they're like, oh, he's gay, what's he gonna do? Still a dude, still a guy. Lots of gay guys are in shape. Lots of gay guys work out. Gonna fucking whoop your ass. Smear the Queer? Yeah, that was definitely a thing. We played that too. It's like, as someone who was bullied for the majority of the time I was in school, I don't like to see bullying, but also things are getting to a certain point where I think bullying in certain very specific situations is kind of necessary. If you want all these people in a community to kind of mesh in a way where things work, there kind of has to be some type of moderation to kind of keep people in somewhat of a line. If you just let anybody do what they want to do without any repercussions or any, risk of like social pushback, I feel like shit starts to get pretty fucking weird. And I mean, everybody has the right to speak their opinion, but some opinions are fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to have it. That's your right. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Some opinions are fucking dumb. A la Mark Zuckerberg, the nerds are creating a dystopian future for us. Dude, I can't... The moderation for like comments and stuff on Instagram and Facebook is insane. I don't really say any crazy, like ridiculously crazy shit, and my comments get deleted all the time. It's like, you can't, like, granted bullying is bullying, but you can't go on Instagram. Somebody could be on Instagram or Facebook, post a video of themselves dancing and trying to be sexy and be 400 pounds, and you could comment and be like, you're fat. There's no lie there. It's not an opinion. And they're just like, gets deleted. Hate speech. The video surveillance that's coming out is pretty bonkers. It's going to be a shitty world for the next generation. It's like, dude, I wish the internet would have went the way that we thought it was going to in the 90s. Oh, like the world is all connected. We can all share information now, and everybody knows everything that's going on in the world. And somehow that made everyone in the world fucking stupider. I don't get it. We have the world's knowledge at our fingertips at all moments of the day. The entire history of humanity, all the knowledge we've learned, you have direct access within 10 seconds at all times. And somehow it seems like everybody is dumber. Correct term is calorifically challenged. Yeah, can't say fat, which is insane. It's insane. I saw another one of those videos the other day of this big girl saying that if she buys a plane ticket, she should automatically get 2 seats because she's big. I'm over 6 feet tall. Should I get automatic business class because I can't fit in the seats? I would, in my case, I think that would be more of an argument because I can't control how tall I am. Whatever, let's not go down the rabbit hole. This is supposed to be a stream about Thailand. Let's not get into all that. You guys are going to get me fucking riled up. Musk is rolling out completely self-driving cars next month. Did you see, not too long ago, what's his name? Mark Rober, I want to say, the YouTuber. He did a big test with Tesla, testing like the self-driving and stuff. There's tons of people that have now come out and said that he was biased and he set up the experiments to fail on purpose because he doesn't like Elon. So Who knows? But according to his test, the self-driving capabilities are a bit sketchy. Think about all the AI slop taking over social media. Dude, it's insane. Especially on Facebook, it's fucking crazy. The amount of people that share shit and are like, oh my god, like this is terrible. There's like all these fake natural disaster ones of like flooding and stuff. People are like, oh my god, pray for so-and-so. And it's like, it's obviously fake. It's really hard to tell on Facebook, dude, like what the actual consensus of people is though. Because there are so many fucking bots. The bots are crazy. I found a post a few weeks ago that had thousands of comments. And I went through and I was reading someone and I was like, how do all these people think this is a thing? So I started going looking at the profiles and like 80% of them were bots. They were fake profiles commenting, having conversations with other bots. So that's another thing that like I think a lot of people don't realize, especially in like the political sphere. They're like, oh, all these people think this and like this whole side of people is like blah, blah, blah. I don't even think that's real. I don't even think those are real people saying those things. But whichever side of the agenda you're consuming media from, that's what they want you to think. It's fucking crazy. How does a car decide if it should save the driver and swerve or hit a child in a crosswalk? It's going to cause so many problems. Yeah, exactly. There needs to be some type of humanity aspect with shit like that. Because when I was driving trucks, that was a big thing that like drivers were worried about. They're like, oh, self-driving trucks, we're going to lose our jobs, blah, blah, blah. And I try to explain to people, I was like, dude, truck drivers are not going anywhere especially. Because a truck, 60 feet long, 40-ton truck, if something goes wrong, that truck will kill 100 people, no problem. If the AI makes a bad decision, goes somewhere it shouldn't, and plows through a bunch of cars, it'll kill 100 people, easy. So that's definitely not going to happen. Dead internet theory? Yeah, dude, it's a thing. There's so much interaction and it's wild and so much content going out. A lot of people have said the same thing to me about YouTube. They're like, oh, all this AI content, like content creators are going to disappear, like content creators are done, which I think is bullshit. There's like if I was in certain niches, I might be worried about it, but a lot of content creation is people aligning with you. You know what I mean? People, they want to go do something and they like watching your videos because there's something they can relate to, With AI, you don't get any of that. Wild video out there of two AI bots talking to each other and using their own language. Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to get really crazy. That's where shit's going to get wild, is when AI starts interacting with AI more. I think it's already happening a lot on social media. But that's really when we're going to see what AI is actually capable of. I mean, for what I do, AI is great. Like, I use AI a ton for brainstorming, content schedules. There's a lot. I just don't use it for any of the actual media. Like, I tried AI thumbnails for a while. It didn't really seem like any better or worse, so I just went back to making my own thumbnails. But when it comes down to like actual video creation, AI is still way off, in my opinion. The moment I'm seeing a lot of AI versus boomers on Facebook. Right, that's the dude. And I don't think a lot of boomers are able to look at stuff and tell it's AI generated. So they get into these echo chambers. They see a fake video of something, and then they share it everywhere. And it's like, oh, look at this shit that happened, and oh, it's the Republicans or it's the Democrats, and and it's all just fake. And they can't analyze it to see that it's fake. Granted, AI stuff is getting pretty damn good, but it's nowhere near perfect. You can still figure shit out. Especially when it comes to people. The biggest one with AI with people is they never get like skin textures right. Everybody look like dolls. Just perfect skin, no blemishes, no moles, no scars, you know what I mean? Like, it's still, if you actually look at it, it's way off. But Most people don't do that. Most people just read a headline, or they just glance at the photo or glance at the video, and then they have a whole opinion made already. Coding's going to be dead within it. Yeah, coding is pretty much, it's already done. I'm actually coding an AI program for YouTube right now to like track trends and stuff. And I know nothing about coding. I gotta pee real quick. Be right back. Fucking freezing in here. Man, this is the shit. This is the first condo I've had in Thailand that has a brand new air conditioner. It's fucking sweet, dude. It gets it so cold in here. It's super efficient. My old condo, like this time of year, my electric bills would be like 3,000 baht a month. And that's even with leaving it off for the majority of the day. Here, I can kick it on pretty consistently. My electric bill is like 1,000, a third of the price. Outsourcing's dead already. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Like, that's what I like try to tell everybody about. Like, if I'm trying to pitch AI to like one of my friends or something, because I mean, I didn't really understand it until I like dove in and started using it pretty consistently. So now I tell my friends, it's just like, imagine having your own personal assistant that has access to every piece of knowledge on the internet, every skill on the internet, minus like media creation. That's the only thing it still can't do very well. But you know, any coding, data collection, all that stuff. It's your personal assistant that can do all of that, that you don't have to pay, that doesn't need sleep, that is available for as long as you need it to be available. It's just like, it's like having 30 different people working for you that you don't have to pay. So as long as like you know how to leverage it, you're good. Starting to feel like we can all be replaced now. It's just like anything else. Anytime there's like a big industry change, like people, like certain industries will disappear, but also other industries are created. You know what I mean? So it's all about trying to move with where the times are. You know, just like industrial revolution, like a lot of farmers lost their jobs because of industrial farming, but then all these jobs were created at tractor companies and, you know, all that shit. So it's like some industries fall off, but other industries are created with new technologies, you know? And I think AI is going to be the same way. How long until Ploy has an AI boyfriend to talk to? How long until I can have the AI girl, an AI Ana de Armas girlfriend, like fucking Blade Runner? Dude, like so many people talk shit about that. I would be all over that. That would be fucking awesome. Just come home and just have a sweetheart that's ready for, is always going to be nice. Dude, I'm here for it. Minus like the physical part, which would be a bummer. But like when it comes to me and girlfriends, like the physical part is usually just a bonus. Or the movie Her. Dude, talk about a great movie. Talk about rip my fucking guts out. Like Joaquin did such a great job with that. I don't know how he didn't win an Oscar for that shit. That was a great movie. He killed it. So sad. And I think the reason it's so sad is because it's so relatable and so possible. 100% like AI companionship is going to be a thing for sure. There are already some sites where you can like build an AI girlfriend. The interaction is kind of shitty. So I've heard, I don't know personally. But yeah, that's already a thing. Pretty crazy. So your vibe coding, what about vibe editing? Is that a thing now? You mean like video editing? I haven't done it for any long form videos. I've only done it, I've tried it with like reels and stuff. It's just like, it ends up, like it can be good to kind of get you in the ballpark, but then you still got to go through and do a bunch of stuff anyway to get it like dialed in. So it's like, it doesn't really save any time, for me at least. So it's like, I would rather just start from the beginning and do it all myself. It's like, I haven't really seen it. I guess it could really depend on what type of videos you make, for sure, but it hasn't really helped me a whole lot. I would imagine it could probably be pretty useful for like podcast videos. Like if you're filming a multicam video with a lot of dialogue, you could probably, AI could probably source that pretty well to like time code everything and, you know, cut back between different views. That could probably save you a lot of time, but I haven't done a lot of it. OpenAI made an agent that acts like that girl in the movie. Holy shit. I was using one the other day. Let me see if I can find it again. On ChatGPT. It was super fucking cool. It's the same thing, but it's a different agent that he's like got an attitude. It was really funny. I forget what it's called. It's not Sora. Let's see if I can find it. The coolest thing about ChatGPT now is the saved memory. So now it like saves stuff from your conversation. So by this point with ChatGPT, it knows like my YouTube niche. It knows how big my channel is. It knows what type of videos I like to make versus I don't. The structure and stuff. So it's like, it used to be every time you went into ChatGPT, you had to start from scratch. Now I can just go in and ask it a question or like, oh, what was my best performing video in the past 6 months according to click-through rates? And I've already uploaded all my analytics to it, so it has all that stuff already. So that's pretty sick. I forget what the other agent was called. Wait, here we go. Let me go to Explore. Monday. Monday is the name of the agent. A personality experiment. You may not like it. It may not like you. I thought this was really fucking cool because it's like got an attitude, and I was using it to like build a content plan for short form stuff. And it was like talking shit to you, and it like clowns on you and tells you your ideas are shit. It's just like much more like a personal interaction. I thought that was really cool. What's the thing? CapCut. Is that it? CapCut is just like another video editing software, but it is good, especially for a free program. That's what I almost exclusively use on my phone. When I'm on the computer though, like for all the YouTube videos, I use DaVinci Resolve. Birth rate's already plummeting. Yeah, dude, it's more and more countries too. I know Japan has a serious crisis on their hands. China, I'm pretty sure too. Not sure about South Korea. I think Thailand is pretty good, relatively. I feel like I see way more kids here than I do, especially back home, like in the States. I see lots of kids here, lots of babies. Not a whole lot in America, which I can't blame them. People can't afford them. All right, Steve, we'll catch you later. Have a good one. Thanks for popping in. fucking video, dude. So much work. Okay. I really hope this is the last fucking edit, dude. I've been making a video with the tourism authority to make a video for the elite visa. And we've just not been on the same page, unfortunately. But I think we finally about got it to the point where they should like it. Moving forward with future sponsors, I definitely need to make more of an effort to understand what exactly the client is looking for. So that's my fault. Gen Z are internet native, so there will be generation that will be AI native. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, I'm interested to see it. I think for a lot of things, being able to... I mean, the next big step, I think, is direct interface with like internet media, AI, stuff like that. Like, granted, this is great, but I think the next real big step is essentially getting rid of this. What is Elon's thing? Neuralink or whatever? I think that's like the next big step. Give me 1 second. Gotta take my vitamins. This shit is so disgusting. I don't know why somewhere can't, like some company can't make like a, like, you know, like the Power Green, like supplement stuff. Why can't they make it taste good? Tastes like fucking shit. Or at least not taste god awful. It doesn't have to be Kool-Aid. This shit is foul, man. Ugh. This shit is disgusting, dude. AR/VR. Yeah, to an extent. So like the biggest thing that's hindering like our interaction with like AI or just the internet in general, the bottleneck right now is our interface with it. You know what I mean? So it's like if I have a question, what day of the month was Ferdinand Magellan born? I have to go and I have to type that into Google, you know what I mean? So that's where the bottleneck is. If we create a better interface, I can just think of that and then get the results. That's where, like, you know, the real bottleneck right now is our input into interacting with these things. If I want AI to code me a new app for my business, the bottleneck and what makes it so slow and not efficient is me having to go into ChatGPT and build the prompt and do all this. No. So we can get rid of that. Our interaction to use these things is going to be right away. So it's just more efficient. So I think once we get that figured out, shit's going to be pretty crazy. The day we can buy a fembot is the day we end as a species. Yeah, like a legit one. There's a company in China that's what they're working on. Pretty fucking wild, dude. It's like I saw one where they were like showcasing it, and like the guy was standing there talking, blah, 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 and I thought the girl standing next to him was like, I didn't know that they were showcasing a robot, so I thought they were like showcasing the clothes or something she was wearing. And she was like moving around, and she's like kind of doing waving. She just looks like a cute like Chinese girl. And then after a few minutes, I'm like, oh my God, like that's what they're showcasing. It's a fucking robot. And it was insane. And once I knew she was a robot, you can kind of recognize and like see like the way she moved, and especially like her facial features. But for the most part, dude, like she looked just like a human. Wild. Like almost to the like, once I knew she was a robot, there was a little bit of like uncanny valley type shit. But initially, I thought she was just a girl standing there. So what's the next form factor? You mean for what, the bottleneck thing we were talking about? Some type of direct interaction with these things. All of our thoughts and stuff are just electrical signals. When you use a keyboard on your phone or on your computer, those are just electrical signals. So if we can find a way to interface those, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty scary initially, figuring out how it's all going to work. And I don't know who knows what's going to happen with people's brains being connected to the internet. But if we can do it to where there's no bad things happening to you physically, I think that'd be pretty fucking sweet. Think about it. If that happened and you could be uploaded to the internet and instantly know anything that the internet has to offer, yeah, I mean, you're superhuman at that point, right? You know all the knowledge that's on the internet. You can just download stuff like to your brain, essentially. Oh, I want to learn how to kickbox. Kickboxing tutorial, blah, 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 blah. And it's like the fucking Matrix. You just download it. You trust the likes of Zuckerberg and Musk. So, if I had to pick one, if they said, pick one multi-billionaire to put your faith in humanity as, I would pick Musk just because he has shown more than Zuckerberg that I think there's at least some type of motivation to improve humanity there. The only thing with that is like, it's the same thing with politicians. I have a hard time believing that anybody in those positions with that much power is doing anything to help people that aren't on their level. That's my only thing. I mean, I try to tell people the same thing with politicians. Whether you vote red or blue, if you think that these people in these positions are going to put you before themselves and their friends and their family, you are fucking deluded. That's not how it's going to go. If they can do something that also benefits you while benefiting them, sure. But their careers and their families and their constituents and their friends are always what's going to come first. I'm a libertarian. I consider myself like a centralist. I agree and disagree with things from both sides. I disagree entirely with the radicals on either sides, left or right. There's certain things that if I vote on, I vote towards Republican side. There's other things, if I vote for them, I vote towards the Democrat side. I try to look at everything through my own lens. I think a lot of people could benefit from that. I really don't like the people that just go and like, whether it be blue or red, and they're just like, I'm voting only for Democrats, I'm voting only for Republicans. Like, I think that's just such a stupid way to look at politics. Granted, I don't really believe voting has that much real say in stuff anymore on the federal level. I think 100% you should vote on your local, like state, especially county, city level, because that's the stuff you actually get to see. All about the Benjamins. That's what I'm talking about. Don't you hate Americans who are in Thailand and want to talk politics? I don't hate anybody who wants to talk politics because I think politics are very important. Politics 100% influence your life and what you're able to do and not do. I don't like people whose politics is their whole identity. You know what I mean? I just don't. If that's all you want to talk about, or like if you want to argue, I'm open to talking politics with anybody as long as you're open to talking. I'm not going to sit here and just listen to your rhetoric, just like I wouldn't expect you to do that with mine. If you want to have a conversation about political issues, sure. But that's also hard for me sometimes because I try not to speak on anything I don't have direct experience with. And the only thing that's like a hot topic, especially in America, that I have direct experience with has to do with like incarceration, death penalty, stuff like that. I've been involved in the court systems. I've been to jail. I've done all that stuff, so I can speak from experience and what I've seen. A lot of other stuff I don't. So it's hard for me to have like a really steadfast opinion, you know? In Thailand for the ploys, not to talk politics. Yeah, for the most part, no. But I mean, even living in Thailand, there are some things that we have to pay attention to because as an American, it does not matter where you go, how you make money, you know, where you go, America will always keep a couple hooks. So there are, to an extent, we still have to pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Any cool car or motorcycle meets coming up? Still look, I know the thing is gone this month. Let me show my whole calendar here. On Sunday, there is a race at Beer Circuit in Chonburi. Sunday, the event is also Mother's Day. So make sure you card on. I don't know if that's Mother's Day here in Thailand or back home, but either way. Actually, that looks like about it for now. Actually, I think Chad posted the schedule. Let's take a peek here. What's today, the 6th? Yeah, the 11th, there's a race at Beer Circuit. Yeah, that's all that's on it for now. I'll probably be at that race at the 11th, on the 11th. 90s car themed HPDE track event. So it'll be a bunch of like 90s JDM stuff, I'm assuming. So that should be cool. It's nice too. It's like super grassroots, quiet. Everything I've been to there has all been free, which is pretty sweet. Fucking lagging, dropping frames. I don't know how. There's literally nothing else open on this computer. I need to save up some money and buy just like I need to build like a legit computer. That would be really nice. Doing all this off a MacBook. MacBooks just aren't really built for streaming, I don't think. Right, I'm talking about. Yeah, we should check that out. It's not too far from here, from Pattaya. That is probably like a 15-20 minute drive out like towards the boonies. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but I mean it's a racetrack. That's what it is. You definitely just like take a bolt out there too. I've ridden my bike out there times. What the fuck is going on with this? Gotta be in fucking coffee guys. I have a ladder the size of a fucking walnut. $5 a.m. here and need to. I'm about to hit about 2 hours. I gotta fucking do laundry. I fucking hate laundry. hate laundry. I don't mind any of the chores, man. I don't mind my toilet and stuff. It doesn't really bother me. Laundry, I avoid it as much as I can. Fucking sucks. But yeah, for Nick, everybody, thank you guys for popping in. If you feel so inclined and you'd like to donate to the channel, help these guys out, monetize lives just so we can talk about subjects that are a little more open. I can say, fuck no, next time. So if you feel inclined, feel free to hit with super chat, or you can go to the buy me link over there. If not,